Hello. So this is gonna be the first video I post. Um, and I kind of want it to be kind of a marker or something that in the future, if anybody sees this channel, this is the first video they come and look at or listen to, just to kind of figure out, you know, where I started at, in quotation started at. I mean, I'm 24, but kind of you're able to see my growth from, video one to whatever video I'm on in the future. This is probably gonna be one of the only videos I have a piece of paper in front of me, and I'm not just ranting off the dome. But I kind of just want to start by reading, I guess, some notes I had from, I guess, questions or things I wanted to talk to a therapist about. The first thing I had was I wrote the news saying women died, which that was like a note to myself because I had noticed there was a shooting in Atlanta, and they reported it as a man had killed 4 women, and I just thought it was interesting because I thought if the man had killed 4 men, how would they have reported it? Would they have said man kills 4 men? So I just thought that was interesting and kind of indicative of the way society is moving right now. The second thing I wrote down was person comes and destroys what you have at any age. And I had wrote that because I was thinking of just, talking to someone about kind of that anger management and kind of, handling, BS, which is kind of this, third thing I wrote, which was handle people violations. And just, that's something I feel like I'm always going to struggle with is, well, I'll say the fourth one too, which is say don't touch something and then the person touches it anyway or lies about touching it. I believe those sentiments are things I'm always going to struggle with in life. And I think it basically breaks down to just handling people disrespecting you. I mean, that's always going to be a struggle of, if someone, steals something from me not completely crashing out and, ruining my life or my future to kind of prove a point. And man, it's interesting, and it's honestly, it's a difficult line to walk because, I mean, for me, like, to feel like a man and sleep at night, it's like I can't allow people to violate me, but at the same time, if you try to stand up for yourself, you're kind of putting your freedom at risk. Like, for example, if someone were to, spit in my face or call me a nigger or something, like, I mean, I guess spit in the face, I probably could, fuck someone up and not go to jail for a long time. They'll still probably make me go to jail, but I'd probably be released hopefully. But I mean, if like somebody called me a nigga and I, spark them, then I mean, they might get like a hate crime, but I'm gonna go to jail and probably get charged for battery or whatever for knocking them out. And I don't know. So I think that's just things I always struggle with, is just that interaction with people. And, honestly, in my opinion, I think it really comes down to interacting with people who don't respect themselves and then expecting them to respect me. So I kind of think that's, the baseline of a lot of, issues that I deal with. I mean, I'm just constantly in my head thinking of like like people saying slick stuff and me letting it go, and then that stuff just builds and builds until I end up just exploding on someone who does something kind of minuscule. And again, that's a dangerous way to live, because again, I'm end up knocking somebody out who stepped on my shoes or something, and it's like they're getting the wrath of 100 people I let slide for small stuff. So that's kind of where I was at with thinking of going to therapy. But honestly, I consider myself a very introspective person. So honestly, I really can't see myself, going to talk to somebody. Um, I feel like I know myself the best, and like I said, I'm introspective, so I do believe I'm able to see things from kind of a third party point of view, and you know, I feel like I'm decently good at, saying if I messed up, if I'm in the wrong, or if I'm right. So, but the purpose of this channel, I guess as of now, is to be like, I guess my mini therapy slash, if I ever have a kid or something, I have a video log so they can see kind of how I was thinking as, a 24-year-old. And hopefully, throughout the months or years of me making videos, you can kind of see my evolution as a person. And, I don't know if I don't want to make this channel about making money, or, I definitely don't want to be famous at all. But I don't know. I haven't decided how I want to go about, making money with the channel, or if I ever want any views. I'm gonna post it, but like, I know my first couple ones, I'm definitely gonna just kind of post something, and then maybe eventually I'll, add, videos to it, and, you know, really try to, I guess, monetize it maybe. I still haven't decided yet, but I guess to start off, just talking about who I am as a person. Um, I mean, basic stuff is I'm 24. I'm a black male. I live in Metro Atlanta. And I guess I'll talk about growing up. Growing up, single mom. I've always been, you know, in my opinion, well, not even in my opinion. I've pretty much been the most athletic slash smartest person, in the room, for most of my life. Now, has society treated me or actually viewed me as that? Give or take sometimes. I don't necessarily feel like always, but from a young age, I've noticed, and my accolades kind of co-sign what I'm saying, but I would notice, for example, like in fifth grade or middle school or high school, I'd walk into a room and I'd be the most athletic and the smartest. Not even to say like I was, I won't say, I'll say I was the most athletic and smartest if, you can quantify them into numbers and then combine them. So if you put my intelligence out of 100 and my athletic ability out of 100, I'd probably be like maybe like 160, 170, something like that. So I never like really interacted with people or felt like if I met someone that was stronger than me, they were smarter than me, or if I met someone smarter than me, they were stronger than me. Obviously that's my personal opinion. But yeah, so growing up, that's kind of the mindset and attitude I had, I think. obviously I had specific accomplishments that helped me build that confidence to let me know that I am, smart and athletic, and smarter and athletic than, most of my peers. Um, so, I mean, from a young age, I think I've just been thinking different, which I definitely think me having an older single mom who was, you know, when my mom was raising me, she was in her 50s, so I was raised by a 50-year-old woman, so I think that definitely had a lot to do with my mindset and kind of how I thought. And she wouldn't talk to me if I wasn't saying smart stuff. So you know, if I wanted that interaction, I had to elevate, elevate myself. But I mean, yeah, I would say also too, I'm the type of person. This is literally the second recording I've ever made. And I've never made a video or anything. Growing up, I was not a social media person. I was born in 99. um I had Facebook until I was maybe in 6th grade, and then after that, like when Twitter came and Instagram and all the other stuff, I never made one. I was never a social media person. I always thought, that was like self snitching and a way for me to, get in trouble pretty much. I didn't really look at it as, a tool to make money or, you know, all the different, things you can do with social media now. Which I mean, even to this day, I don't I don't have any social media. I I'm starting to make them now for business purposes, but growing up, I saw no, I only saw me getting in trouble. Because, I mean, for example, if I would have had a Twitter when I was in 7th grade, 6th grade, man, I would have had to delete it, you know, because I would have been saying super crazy stuff. I'm the type of guy, you know, I would just say things just to get reactions out of people. So I just, I just knew I'm not gonna have like visual or virtual documents of me, you know, saying crazy stuff or posing crazy stuff and not have to explain myself. So I've never been like a online type of person. So this is completely new, which is why I'm sure, my first couple of videos are going to be awful. I'm sure this recording is, if anybody ever listens through it all the way, I'll be like, yo, what the hell? But it is what it is. Another like reason I started this channel was just to talk about, the stuff I see on a daily basis and kind of the like daily evils I see. Um, I mean, I think we live in a crazy time now to where, I mean, I, I, I wouldn't put anything past anybody. And, it's honestly, it's a scary time. On my sheet, I put media manipulation is one of those daily evils, and that kind of goes back to the first thing I said with the news speaking on, the person dying, and they specifically reported that, the man had killed 4 women, but if the man had killed 4 men, that report was probably would have been different, or they could have inserted race. Um, I don't remember if they did that or not, but I mean, on a daily basis, I just look at the news, whether it be Fox or TYT, they're both the same to me. Um, they report pretty false stuff that's, you know, designed to polarize people. And I think anybody who has their eyes open can kind of tell that, their purpose is to push their specific agenda. I mean, I've watched Fox and TYT multiple times and seen them, completely report inaccurate like facts to kind of push their agenda. So I think that's some evil stuff that I notice. Another thing I notice is kind of just the temperament of the average person. Um, I guess I can specifically speak on like black men. Like it's it's honestly super crazy. Um, man, like if you are interacting or you see a random black dude. I mean, like I said, I live in Metro Atlanta. It's like, I mean, I can. This is gonna sound weird, but you can kind of put them in three categories. It's gonna be either the ultra aggressive, the ultra feminine, or the normal kind of. And I guess you can do that with all races, but man, it's like if you interact with a black person or a black male, they're either gonna be like dummy gay, like like dudes nowadays are painting their nails. They're getting like fake nails and French tips and all types of weird stuff. So it's either gonna be that spectrum. They're gonna be like hyper masculine to where you go to a basketball court nowadays and it's guaranteed that someone's gonna fight over something stupid. Like in the court I go, people be like bringing guns in there, and it's literally a fight every time over nothing. So the hyper masculine, and then you have the normal, which is, I mean, I would consider myself normal. Like, you'll never ever ever see me, in some nail polish, moving crazy. And I mean, I will fight somebody, but I'm not that hyper masculine guy that's gonna be, going to the gym trying to scrap with people. You know what I'm saying? So, I think that's something I'll probably further uh, discover and discuss throughout my channel of kind of why I think the temperament of people is the way it is. Yeah, I mean, I'll probably mainly focus on black people just because I'm black. I think I'll be a better. I mean, that's what the fuck I want to talk about. So, you know what I'm saying? That's what I'm gonna talk about. Um, I think I can talk about like the temperament of black women too. From what I notice, it's just this craziness. I think you could, for me, I'd put, black girls into two categories. Either they're on some ratchet shit or they're like normal, you know what I'm saying? I think, I'm definitely not one of those dudes that think like all these girls out here are like garbage and trash, especially not all black women. I definitely believe there's a decent amount of good, normal black chicks that aren't going to be an absolute headache, like try to ruin your life or whatever. But I do think there's a large number of, ratchet black chicks and an increasing number of ratchet black chicks where, I mean, they're just complete liabilities. Um, the speaking masculine, the, want to be argumentative, just, when you think of a female and how a female should act, they're the complete opposite, and they're moving, in their masculine energy, which, again, I guess I can further in the future talk about, why that is. I put in my notes, Black people history, which I think, this is something I think about of like with slavery and just the mindset of the average black person. I'm somebody, like when I look at myself in the mirror or think about myself, I truly like believe I'm like a superhero, or I come from superior genetics in my opinion. Um, you know, if you're black in America or you come from descendants of slaves, you're, in my opinion, you have superior genetics, at least physically. I mean, again, going through that natural selection process of, the transatlantic slave trade or whatever, crossing the Atlantic Ocean, you have to, have a heightened immune system. And then on top of that, once, the black people or Africans were in America going through that selective breeding, like black people are damn near like superhumans, like at least physically. And I mean, I'm pretty sure everyone notices that, you know, obviously. I don't think a lot of people would actually vocalize that or say something like that out loud because, they'd be looked at weird. But, you know, I love, I'm someone that loves myself, I definitely, being 24, born in 99, I remember days where black people were shitted on, I mean, obviously not the worst of it, but it's so interesting, you know, the the way black people are viewed now in 2023 versus in 2008 or, because again, I remember the days when, it was like dark skin versus light skin or like, you know, dark skin wasn't really like in style in quotations and they like people be like, oh, you look like midnight or you have like doo-doo skin or, just crazy shit. Now it's like everybody's kind of on like the dark skin, wave or whatever. So I thought that was interesting. Um, so yeah, I think that's something I'm gonna further kind of talk about is just kind of being black and I guess just the changes I've experienced and how people view black people in society. Um, and lastly, I wrote how they would attack me because I am very aware that if this channel does ever blow up or, if people ever start, consuming my content, I'm going to be making daily rants where, I'm going to be talking my shit. Um, I'm gonna be doing it, obviously with a positive energy and spirit about it, and the goal is honestly just for me to kind of unleash or release my thoughts. I don't know if I might try to make it entertaining if I'm thinking like maybe my kid will see it, talk my shit a little. Um, but I think I'm gonna be moving in positivity. Now, when I say that, that doesn't mean, or I'm saying that, but I know that, people are sensitive, I'm going to say something that people aren't going to like. And eventually, especially the way I talk, there's going to be people that are going to try to attack me. So I think it's easy for me, to move because, I mean, I'm somebody, you can look through my past, I'm extremely transparent and I think how transparent I am is going to be shown throughout, the months and years of kind of how I go about everything. With this channel, I plan on making a bunch of other channels, you know, but I'm definitely like, for example, I'm, not a fan of fat people, so, I'm probably gonna have a rant where I'm like, these fat bitches are out of control. It's ridiculous for a woman to be, under 6 foot and weigh 220 pounds or whatever. I'm sure I'd get hate for that. And then of course, what's very interesting that I've noticed, especially in society, is, if I were to just get on and start talking about fat people, the first thing people would try to probably do is look at my mom and see if she was fat so they could like make fun of her or, try to perceive what I'm saying as negativity, even though, I don't really view me talking about someone being, fat as shit as, you know, negativity is more of, trying to motivate them to not be a fat, fat piece of shit. But the first thing they would do is kind of take that, internalize it, and then try to push negativity onto me, or try to find out, oh, well, maybe he's fatter, he was maybe fatter, some type of bullshit. So I think it's just easy for me to just move with transparency. Like I said, I'm 24. So I'm broke as shit right now, living with my mom. I'm actually beyond broke. I'm negative 50K right now. $0 in my bank account. Like I said, living with my mom. And yeah, I mean, I honestly, I feel like I've lived a great life up to this point. I don't really have any major sins. Like, there's nobody that can say I did anything crazy. My two biggest sins would probably be smashing an escort when I was 21 in Vegas, and taking about 3,500 in crypto slash cash from my mom over the course of like 2 years. And those are sins that I definitely feel like God has punished me for. And obviously I'm gonna have to pay for those, have paid for them, and will repay my mom for. But overall, and I'm the type of guy that I do good. I actually volunteer. I'm the type of guy, I'll go for daily walks and pick up trash on my walk. So I mean, for anybody from my past to try to say anything crazy, it would be an absolute lie. Like, if a guy were to say like I stole from him, I've never stolen from anybody other than my mom. And I've stolen from actually, I went from age 0 to 18 without ever stealing anything. And then when I was in college, I definitely took lighters sometimes. But even then, once I left out of college, I obviously, never really stole like that again, because I'm not going to end up in jail. But yeah, so if anything, if anybody were to say something negative outside of, me being mean or them just not liking me, like, to say I've ever done anything criminal, it would just be an absolute lie. And I definitely know that's how they try to get men, especially black men, is, they wait for you to blow up. Obviously I'm a nobody at, negative $50 now, or 50K. So, nobody's going to come out and say anything, but I would not be surprised if I start, if I get any type of emotion or traction, and then there are girls that I never interacted with talking about I sexually assaulted them, or XYZ, or their dude talking about I stole ideas from them, or blah, 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 blah. Like, I obviously know, that's just human nature, and a lot of people are haters, They, obviously nobody's gonna, hate on me right now when, I'm at the bottom, minus 50K, living at my mom's crib. But I absolutely know, people are gonna come out the woodworks, and there's definitely, I actually don't, I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if people come out the woodworks, but I I'm I mostly think it's probably gonna be new people that want to try to shit on me, or I talk about fat people, or I talk about gay people, or I talk about my opinion of Transformers or ABC people, and they want to come out and say I'm a bigot or a misogynist or, you know, enter, word here, which I mean, obviously, I'm gonna talk my shit, I'm not gonna, let a gay person bully me for calling them gay or, whatever. So, and obviously, again, my goal is to move with positivity and love. So if I'm sitting there talking about a gay person or a transformer, I'm not, I mean, obviously I'm going to get my jokes off, but it's not coming from a malicious place or because I hate these people. Again, I'm from Metro Atlanta, so I grew up with a decent amount of gay people. I actually knew a transformer, whatever. So, that's kind of like it is what it is, people, you know, and again, people actually like know me, know my history. I think they would be, you know, I don't, I truly don't think anybody would say, I'm racist or misogynist or whatever, insert buzzword here for, trying to shit on me. But yeah, I think, and this is one, that kind of like train of thought is why, like I said earlier, why I never really wanted to make anything or be on the internet, because, man, people are haters, people move crazy. Again, I'll call somebody fat, or I'll make a statement like, I'll never date a girl with tattoos, or I'll never date a girl that's, 500 pounds or whatever. And then I'll have people, girls that are with tattoos or girls that are 500 pounds wanting to shit on me and, throw dirt on me. So it is what it is. Again, I lived a very great life. I really have only two major sins of, taking and smashing the escort, which I definitely regret. It's 2023. I really haven't interacted with anybody from my past since 2019. Like the end of 2019, I really wasn't, I haven't really talked to girls like that or pretty much at all. Like there's no girl, like my phone records would show. Like I haven't really talked to a girl from 2020. I'll say 2021 to it's 2023. I haven't really talked to any girls. And I'd say from 2022 to 2023, I haven't really talked to any dudes. I kind of just been on my own kind of journey. I would say like the last 8 months, I've kind of been in a pretty bad mental place. I'm just trying to get myself out of that. I definitely have began to get myself out of that. And yeah, I mean, again, I'm gonna kind of make these little rant videos to, hopefully be like my mini therapy and, hopefully maybe entertain my kid when I have one. They can kind of listen to these and, hear how much of a dumbass their dad was when he was 24. Kind of see my growth as a man. So yeah.